Hello everybody, it's Techno here. Today I'm going to show you every method of finding the Sunstone in Pokémon Black and White versions. The very first method is quite easy. You can start off by visiting Nimbasa City. From the Pokémon Center, make your way north and visit the house that's directly behind the Pokémon Center. Inside, you can make your way up to the second floor and speak to the Ace Trainer. They will give you a Sunstone for free. If they don't give you a Sunstone, that means you've gotten it already. But luckily for you, there's still another way of getting one. However, you're going to need to have at least 8 badges to do this. If you have 8 badges, you can leave that house in Nimbasa City and make your way through the gate into Route 4. Follow the paved road and go underneath the underpass and make a harsh left just after these traffic cones and follow the paved road again to make a upward motion and go under this underpass. Once you're in the sand, you can dodge the dark colored sand to avoid wild Pokemon battles. However, there are some spots where you can't avoid the sand, but that's okay. Pass through this gate here and enter the desert resort. See that giant stone wall on my right? Don't let that leave your sight. Just keep going up all the way and don't leave that stone wall until you get to about this point where you can make a left and you'll find the entrance to the Relic Castle. It's quite identifiable. It has the Zen mode Darmanitan out here. And then you can go inside. Now this place is really interesting. It's full of quicksand pits that you're going to need to cross over. Do not run in here. Do not run, only walk. If you walk, you can walk on the quicksand with no problem. You won't sink or anything. But as soon as you run or touch the center of the quicksand pits, you will sink below. You want to walk past the first 2 quicksand pits and go down the staircase, but this one you want to intentionally sink into by either running or going to the center. Once you're here on this next floor, you can go ahead and smack into the wall and go directly left again without running. And then you can go down over here. You'll find a quicksand pit that you want to intentionally sink into. And then over here you want to go past this quicksand pit. Do not sink into this one. Just go up and sink into this one that's kind of tucked away in its own little corridor. Once you're here, you're finally at the spot where you can find the Sunstone. This is pretty fitting because the people who used to live in the Relic Castle a millennia ago used to worship Volcarona, which is, the sun Pokemon. So kind of cool reference there. Now there are 2 ways of infinitely finding more Sunstones. One is a little better than the other, but it involves a setup called the wild item setup. It looks just like this. If you're unfamiliar, check the description for a link to the guide on how to set it up and what it does. But basically, if you hunt Solrock, which can be found in the Giant Chasms open forest area, you can occasionally find wild Solrock holding Sunstone. This is definitely easier with the wild item setup. Again, the link to that guide is in the description. Now, if you don't want to do it that way, you can visit Nimbasa City, and you're going to want to spray a max repel. I recommend buying about 30 of these bad boys because you're going to be flying through them pretty quickly. From the Pokemon Center here in Nimbasa City, you can make your way down into the entrance of Chargestone Cave and continue onward towards this 4-way intersection you're about to see. Once you get here, I recommend saving your game. This allows you to soft reset in case you got nothing from this hunt, because this is a very randomized hunt here. That way you can get your max repels back if you wasted them or whatever. And then you're just going to hop on your bike and you're going to go up and down 1,000,000 times. That's exactly what you're going to do until you find what's called a phenomena. If you don't know what a phenomena is, again, there's a link to that guide in the description below. What you're going to see is this little dust cloud in this particular case. You can do this in this cave or any cave. And if you run into it, there is a 0.8% chance that there's going to be a Sunstone here. It's like 1 in every 120 dust clouds, which is not good odds. It's going to take you about 2 to 3 hours of doing this over and over again. That's why I prefer the Solrock method, but it is another reliable option. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's every reliable method of finding the Sunstone in Pokemon Black and White version. If you're interested in more free-of-fluff video guides like this one, go ahead and click the playlist that's on screen now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, Techno's out.